Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And today we're taking a look at a Mythic Legions figure, my first ever, my first and only, so far anyway. You probably have seen her in some of my comparisons in other videos. I hadn't reviewed her, I had her for a while, and then I decided, why don't I just do a review on her, despite how long she's probably been out. Um, I want to give my opinion on what I think about at least this Mythic Legions figure. So anyway, the packaging, there's not a whole lot to this. You got the front here. I like the background though. The little cards, the little card in the back is cool. And then I guess these are characters. I did do a little research on some of these Mythic Legions things, because I am going to try to get that big ass dragon that they're supposed to be making. So apparently she's part of I guess her faction or whatever is Poxus, I guess. And I'm assuming these are the people in the faction. These are the other figures that are in the faction. I don't know, or is that the opposite faction, like they're the ones that they're against? I don't know. But she's on the back of it, so I assume that's her faction or legion, I guess. Yeah, let's get a better look at her here. So there is a ton of detail on this lady. Like, the face is done extremely well. Paint everywhere. I would have liked some kind of shading or something in the hair, a wash or something to kind of bring out the hair a little bit more, but it is still nicely done. It's a relatively soft plastic, but not soft enough to get out of the way of articulation. So, but that face is done phenomenally well. I love it. It reminds me of the JoJo's figures, because they paint every part of their face. That is remarkably done. That is absolutely beautiful. She does have detail throughout her outfit here. Paint everywhere, details everywhere. It is, I mean, the sculpting and the paint is fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's done very, very well. Nice little wash on her belt. And her corset, is this like a corset? I don't know. Seems kind of like a corset. Then we get down to her legs. Look at this. So nice. So nice. It even has this little chainmail here. So nice. This is really, really nice. Looks like armor. And I love the I guess this might be like dry brushing here on her boots, or her shin here. Same on her shoes, bottom of her shoes. The sculpt, beautiful. The sculpt is absolutely beautiful. Paint here on the buckles and everything. That is absolutely phenomenal. They know what they're doing when it comes to sculpt. Now, obviously, she does have soft goods on, if I can speak. There is I think there's a bendy wire in here. Yeah, there's definitely a bendy wire in here, but it's very, very thin. It does work though, but yeah, it's a bit on the thin side. I think that's bendy wire. I don't feel it on. Is there? Yeah, there's some on this side too. How far down does it go? Yeah, it goes. It's very, very thin. But it looks really good on her. It fits very well. It looks proportional. It doesn't look all big and baggy on her. It looks really good. She looks fantastic. I do love the way she looks. Now, there are some issues with this figure that I am going to call out, but that is mostly in the articulation. But as far as aesthetics, gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at her accessories. All right, so she does come with a couple of hands. She comes with these open hands. Yeah, I will say I have never liked just straight hinges. I always prefer the the ball hinges. But just a straight hinge built into the hand, I never have ever liked that. I think it's very outdated. Um, and I think most companies need to push away from, or should need to not push away, but start walking away from this kind of joint. I think they really need to push past this. Um, but other than that, it looks really good. It does look really good. And for how much this figure costs, is it all in the paint? Because and the sculpting, because I don't think this figure is worth the amount that they are charging for it. Just saying. But anyway, we can get into that a little bit later. But that's one hand. And then she comes with a weapon holding hand. So very similar to the other one, except this one does have a vertical hinge, so that's good. So I do appreciate that. You do want to go with a vertical hinge when it comes to holding most weapons, so that's good. Then she comes with, I don't know why they would call these accessories, but I guess they were disconnected from her in the packaging. But she comes with like these pauldrons, the shoulder armor that also sculpted very nicely. Obviously, I would display her with these on all the time, but since they were separate, they do have an R and an L on the inside to let you know which one is the left and the right. If you can see, let's see if this one has an L in it. Yep, you can see that L. So then she comes with another head, which is also painted very, very nicely, just as beautiful as the other one. She does have a little white scuff here, unfortunately, on mine, but that's okay considering how kind of pale and gray her skin is. I don't think that looks too bad, but it was probably, this hairpiece was probably stuck to her face or something in the packaging, and that white probably got stuck to her face. And then she comes with two really cool effect pieces. So this is really, really cool. It's like a kind of a transparent blue snake effect piece, and the snake is done very nicely. I do have to say that is nicely done. I love the way this looks. I don't know if I really like the plastic they're using. It does feel kind of cheap, but I'm not a expert in what's good and what's not, what is good plastic and what's not good plastic. So I can't really say, but just to me, it feels a bit on the cheap side. But regardless of that, the sculpting is beautiful. So that is really cool. And then she comes with a smaller effect piece with the skull that I think goes in her hand. But that looks really freaking awesome too. Nice. You can probably put a light through these and they'll probably glow beautifully. So she gets that, and then she gets her weapon. So it's like a staff, and I guess she's some kind of mage, I assume. She looked like kind of like an assassin or something when I first looked at her at the store, because I did get this at a local store a long time ago. I don't think it was last year, but I think it was sometime this year. But this does detach, so you can fit that in her hand. But yeah, it's kind of nice little clear-ish, bluish ball on the top, nicely painted there. The whole thing is painted. Nice gold there. So yeah, this thing is really, really cool, and it's huge. I wouldn't say that it's huge, but it's very long. It is taller than she is, which I would expect it to be. I think it's supposed to be, but yeah, it's really tall. But yeah, that is it for accessories. Alrighty, so for articulation, this is where I have the issue. So she just has a straight just neck and ball peg for her head. This does spin. You can spin this neck, but there's no moving it. It's just stuck. It's just straight. It doesn't move other than twisting it. So you would probably imagine with this hair, you're not going to get a whole lot of movement. You can obviously twist You get some side to side, but it ain't much there. You're not looking up, you're not looking down. It's very, very limited. I don't know what is going on with this kind of joint. This is super old. This is extremely old. This is no bueno. That needs to be updated horribly. No, that needs to be updated with the quickness. It is terrible. Shoulders can get horizontal, so that's cool. No, what am I looking for? Butterfly joint here, but you can go all around. Yeah, so no swivel at all in the shoulder, or excuse me, in the bicep. You do get a swivel here at the elbow, so that works. Single jointed elbow that basically goes 90 degrees. Why are we using such archaic articulation for figures in 2024? I don't understand what is happening here. No double joints. Why aren't they using this figure, by the way? $49.99. $49.99 for this chick. I don't know. $49.99 is a little rough. Anyway, you saw the hands. They're hinges. Just a straight peg into a hinge into the hand. As far as the torso, she can go back this far. So not that far at all. You are going to get some big time gapping in here. That is a huge gap. You can. Oh, I just popped her off. Oh, I did not. What are they doing here? What is this articulation? Why are they just using the straight peg here? Why is there a hole here? Okay. Alrighty then. Let me get this straight, because I think that's supposed to cover up that hole. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure what is going on there. I don't know why they have a hole in her crotch. That's weird. They just used the straight peg for her waist articulation. Why? What do they just not? Does Mythic Legion not use ball joints at all? Do they just choose not to use ball joints at all? I can't see what's here in the upper torso, but I would assume it's a ball joint, but it might not be. She does get side to side. Forward is okay, but there is no waist articulation at all. You saw what was in there. She can turn on it. She can spin on it, as well as up at the top, but I'm not quite sure why they chose to cut this up. If the articulation is just at the top, they could have just made this a flush piece, unless that's just part of the outfit. Like this cut right here, maybe it is. Maybe that's just part of the outfit. I'm gonna assume that's just part of the outfit. Yeah, so most of your articulation is going to be at the top, so it's not the worst in the world. So she might just be on the ball. Can I pull this apart? No, it doesn't look like I can pull it apart. Okay, I won't bother, but now all of a sudden it's super loose. Oh, I got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I can't seem to pull that part. I can't pull that apart to see what's in there, but she gets some movement out of it. It's not horrible. A little bit on the loose side for sure. A little bit on the loose side there. As far as the leg articulation, let's get this around because I don't want to see that hole in her crotch. Splits, decent on the splits. That's pretty good for leg articulation, at least for splits anyway. This plastic pieces on the side will move out the way, so she can basically get the splits totally. So that's really good. I like that. She does have a built-in thigh swivel here. Very nice, very nicely placed. I do like how that's hidden by the boot cut, or Are these just long boots? Are these really long boots? I don't know. Or is that whatever? Her thigh armor. Single jointed knee. Again, what are we doing here? I mean, I guess she's a caster. She's not a fighter, so I guess this is okay. She's just kind of going to be standing there. Yeah, single jointed knees for a $50 figure is, I wouldn't say unacceptable. I don't know why that's the case. She can kick. Oh, okay. Trying to kick forward there. I just popped her off. Popped her off. Okay. Let's get her back on there. I'm glad I'm reviewing this figure. I just bought it for the way that she looks, but there are definitely some issues with this chick. Back and forward about that far. So that's not terrible. Does she have, even this joint is super old. What is happening here? I mean, it's functional. I guess it works. But I feel like this is like super antiquated articulation here. I mean, it's working. It's loose. Very loose. Very, very loose, actually. Are they both loose? Yeah, this one's, yeah, they're both really loose. Okay. And then as far as the ankle, only down that far, up that far. And does she have an ankle rocker? Yeah, really good ankle rocker. And she does twist at the ankle there too, so that'll help that ankle rocker. Articulation is mid at best. Horrible at worst. That's unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. $50 for this thing. I haven't collected enough Mythic Legions, obviously, to cast a judgment on the entire line. But as far as this figure is concerned, yeah, this articulation is very old. It works in some instances, and it's just terrible in others. Single jointed hinge for the elbow. Just a straight neck into a big giant ball peg with no movement at all. The head movement is terrible. The elbow joint is terrible. 90 degrees. That sucks. 90 degrees for the knee. That sucks. Good, really good ankle tilt. I'll give him that. Decent in the torso. I'll give him that. It's super weird. Articulation in the waist. I don't know why they just went with like a straight peg into the, I mean, you just don't get any articulation in the waist, no side to side in the waist at all. It's just stiff. A bit disappointing when it comes to the articulation on this figure. I will say that it's a little disappointing. Aesthetically, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous aesthetically, but that articulation is rough at best. Anyway, let's move on to some comparisons. Alrighty, so here she is next to a couple of BuzzMod figures. Over here we have the BuzzMod Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann. And then obviously we have, oh, I forgot her name. I forgot her name again. From Demon Slayer, one of the Hashira. But I forgot her name. I had it yesterday, or you'll see another review. It doesn't matter. You guys don't know when I actually record these things, but I knew it in one review when I was doing comparisons, and I have forgotten it again. But yeah, I don't have a lot of figures that aesthetically look like her or would be in the same era or same lore as she would. So I just kind of grabbing some figures here. I will though, because I am going to start grabbing some of those World of Warcraft characters off of 5K Toys. They got Alliance guy. I forget his name, but I've been calling him Alliance guy. They got some Horde orcs They got some horde orcs. They have some elves, some dark elves too. They have, is that the Lich King? No, it's not the Lich King. They don't have the Lich King. No, they did do a Lich King. I meant to get that figure and I dropped the ball on it, but he looked just like the Lich King. But the guy with the horns with the green stuff, I forget his name. I used to play World of Warcraft. I played it all the way up to when they started bringing the pandas. I played the pandas for a little bit and then quit after that. But anyway, moving on. This is how she looks with them. Alrighty, and here she is next to the variable action heroes Luffy, and then we have the Marvel Legends Warbird or Miss Marvel. So that's how she looks with them. She's out of scale for variable action heroes, I would say. Well, I don't know, if they had a figure that was kind of in this look, she might scale well with them. Definitely too big and completely different kind of lore than obviously a Marvel superhero, but these are comparisons, so they don't always really make sense. But that's what she looks like with them. And finally, here she is next to Mina from Kaiju number 8, SH Figure Arts. And then we got a Figma Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty big. It seems like she probably only scales with Mythic Legions, basically. Unfortunately, I don't have any other ones to compare it to. So, but anyway, that's it for comparisons. Before I get to my final thoughts, I did want to mention, I forgot to mention an accessory. She does come with a cloak, and it's nicely done. It's like a very soft, not velvet, but like silky texture. Does have bendy wires in it, bendy wires in the hood as well. It's connected here, so you don't want to pull that apart. But yeah, I don't know why I forgot to mention this. There is bendy wire throughout the bottom as well. But yeah, she comes with this cloak as well. Anyway, to my final thoughts. Alrighty, so in conclusion, for my first Mythic Legions figure, I am on the fence, I would say. Aesthetically, I like the way she looks. Beautiful sculpting, beautiful painting. Articulation, on the other hand, is somewhat of a nightmare. And it just got worse when I was trying to put her accessories on there. The wrist is super loose, trying to put that staff in her hand and pose it. I did put her shoulder pads on, but I realized, like, because I got the cape on, it's not going to show the shoulder pads, but it is what it is. But the shoulder pads look good. They fit on her very nicely, nice and tight. They weren't hard to put in. The cloak is a little big, especially the hood. The hood does look a little goofy on her. Nothing like the pictures that they show in like the promo images. I'll put something up here, and you can see what she's supposed to look like with the hood on, but it's not quite what she looks like in reality. But overall rating, a 7. I'll give her a 7. A 7 is usually like, I like the figure, but it's not great. If I never had it, I would be just fine never owning it. Anything lower than the 7 is basically, I wish I never paid for it. I guess technically that's not true either. 6, 6.5. I would say anything under a 5. Anything 5 and below, I wish I never got. But anyway, she's a solid figure. Once I start getting like my World of Warcraft stuff coming in, then I'll have a better display for her. But as of right now, there's really nowhere to put her. So she'll just kind of go on my shelf of randomness until it's like my incomplete, where I just got a bunch of characters or figures up there that I don't have enough figures to put on a full display, because I might only have 2 out of like 7 that I need to have or something. Like, for instance, my hero display, I only got 2 Regal Tech figures from my hero, and so they're kind of in that randomness too. So anyway, but that's it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.